gummies. Use this if you want to smell like daddy.
You never had to question if you were a man, so why give your money to a corporation that doesn't know if their products are made for men? Try Jeremy Razor's hair and body products. Jeremy shampoo and conditioner are made with tea tree oil to naturally clean and restore your hair and scalp, argan oil to soften your hair and not your masculinity, and aloe vera to moisturize the hair and scalp. It's all paraben-free, sulfate-free, phthalate-free, and most importantly, 100% woke-free. Not to mention, it smells amazing. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Nardo Wick and his entourage that hangs around him. He is a young rap star, and apparently he was at an event, I believe this was last night, where a fan approached him and asked him, can he get like a selfie? And his crazy team that his entourage, his thug entourage that hangs around him, attacked the young boy. And now he's in the hospital suffering from brain damage, hemorrhaging from the brain. And you won't believe Nardo Wick's response to this whole incident. And then we're going to get into lack of parenting. Now, Nardo Wick is a young rap star. He's like 21. So I'm pretty sure the guys that hangs around him is probably young too. So maybe they're not used to accountability, but it's a shame that the people that are surrounding this star making tons of money have not taught him things of what to do and what not to do when it comes to fans. So we're going to get into it, and it's all about parenting. I think we're one of the greatest threat to our democracy. We talked about that last night. Is a lack of parenting. A lack of parenting. How we're bringing our kids up moralless. These kids don't believe in God. They half of them don't even know what God is or who God is. So we have an epidemic in America. And one of the main epidemics that we have is a lack of parenting. So we're going to get into it all in today's episode.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
That's right. Yes, lack of parenting. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about actually Nardo Wick, and his failures to realize that he is mainly responsible. It doesn't matter who you have hanging around you. It doesn't matter if they're grown or not. You are the face of the face. You know, if you call yourself to be a superstar and you are known as a superstar, it doesn't matter if your grown people, your team that should be leading or following you on your lead, if their mannerisms and their actions results in someone getting hurt, you are responsible. So when I say, let's just get to what Nardo Wick, it to me is so sad. My kids, they listen to Nardo Wick. He's real popular with kids. He got some catchy music. Some of the stuff, it's kind of violent. So some of the stuff I just don't allow them to listen to. But he is very popular with the young people. Okay, and this is from TMZ. It's so sad, you guys. It's really sad. It's really sad how this happened to this little boy. Okay, and on TMZ, it says Nardo Wick breaks silence on fan attack. He said, "I can't control my friends' actions." Well, then your friends don't need to hang around you, or you're gonna it's gonna cost you. This is gonna be a costly um action. You are gonna be held responsible. Okay, and Nardo Wick is finally speaking out. Let me just make this big so you guys can see it. Nardo Wick is finally speaking out against what happened. After members of his entourage were seen brutally attacking a fan who simply wanted a photo, saying the whole thing left him upset, but claiming there was nothing he could have done to stop it. This is so unreal to me. I know you don't got any kids, Nardo Wick. I don't know if you got any kids or not. You're 21. Oh, I can't stop. If you can't control the people and the people that you hang around is not acting in the best interest of your career, that's the reason why they're there is because on your back, your talent. They're there because of you. And you're telling me that you can't control what your friends do. Then you don't need to hang around your friends. If your friends is going to act in such a way that they're going to put this little boy in the hospital, you might want to reevaluate your friends. And I hope the older adults are telling him this. I wonder why they didn't say, "Hey, you shouldn't put this out like this." This is not an apology. And I hope that this little boy takes his family takes Nardo Wick to court. They knocked him out cold. Let me just show you or share you this. So it looks like now it's kind of fuzzy because home camera, iPhone. Maybe it was dusty. I'm not for sure. It got a lot of stuff on the thing, but it looks like he's approaching Nardo Wick. He's see him coming out the stadium, and you see this is the little boy. This is the boy, little boy. Not for sure the age of the boy, but he's there. He's a fan. It doesn't matter. He didn't have a weapon or anything on him. He had his cell phone. And this big dude from behind hit him. Now, to me, okay, that's just a bitch ass move anyway. You wait for the dude in is behind you and then you're going to hit him. Are you trying to stop him from getting to Nardo Wick? Then why don't you restrain him or push him back? But you let him cross you and you hit the man in the head from behind. So, and two of them, they thought let's punch this guy. And you got two of your friends. They supposed to be your entourage, your friends. Two of them punched this guy defenseless. This guy wasn't even. He was like, oh yeah, oh there's Nardo Wick. Let me get a selfie with him. And this is the way you treat your fans. Instead of like, okay, if Nardo Wick said, oh, I don't want to be bothered with nobody, number one, you should have bodyguards. But you use your entourage. And of course, they don't know the rule of law. You can't just go around punching people because you high or whatever the hell you doing. Whatever the substance you're on, you're high, maybe. And you thought it's okay to punch this defenseless boy. And both of you guys punched him. And this is slow mo. That's Nardo Wick right here. That's him. He didn't say anything. You heard he didn't say anything to him. This guy was running up. Maybe he probably was trying to stop him from getting the Nardo Wick. Maybe that was it. But you let him pass you. So why did you punch him? And this guy, you see, Nardo Wick was trying to get him off of him. But this guy, the little bitty guy, oh, he stunned him. So let me get my hits in. You guys let me know if I'm going in the wrong direction. But to me, this is sad. This is sad. Um, the human body is so fragile. It only takes 10 pounds to remove an ear. Imagine if it were reversed, the guys were white. Yeah, you know what? If the guys were right, Black Lives Matter be marching. Black lives be marching and banding together to boycott whoever music it is. I don't condone violence. This to me, this is sad, and to me, Nardo Wick ought to be ashamed of himself. So this is the whole incident. You see, the boy didn't come up, rah just came by. He wasn't like, oh yeah, man. He wasn't a threat. That's what I'm getting at. He was excited. He had his phone. I was like, "Oh my God, Nardo Wick!" I'm imagining what. Oh, Nardo, can I get can I get a selfie? Nardo, you know how kids are. Can I get a selfie? So Nardo Wick just took to Instagram to post an explanation of how he says he handled things immediately following the disgusting sucker punch. Yeah, he tried to grab him. The rapper says he doesn't condone what happened and reached out to the fan's mom to express how sorry and concerned he was over what went down. Mom is probably like, no, you gonna pay for some hospital bills and any other damages that this boy might have. I hope she does. No, I don't want to accept your apology. And you need to change. Nardo Wick needs to change the people he hang around. Then he gets into a cowardly members of his team writing, I can't control other grown man's action. If you're the grown man that you hang around act in that manner, you might want to rethink who you're hanging around. The whole reason why they're traveling across the country or world in that because of you, because of your talent and the access you have. And if they can't protect your career, you might want to rethink the people you hang around. I ain't know that was I ain't know what that was gonna happen. Nardo, please come on now. I ain't know that was gonna happen, and I was mad when it happened. So he's saying he didn't know English terms. He didn't know it was gonna happen. Well, yeah, you didn't know, but you should. You should like, oh, this dude is. I can't take so and so because he be snapping off. He get some substance in him and he start acting crazy. This is his post. I don't condone what happened to my fan, George, after my show in any type of way. I expressed to him and his mama how sorry and concerned I was that it happened to him. Multiple times before anything was even posted or on the internet, I sent his mama my number instantly the night it happened. I was even going make a post to try to find out who he was before his mama texted me. I can't control another grown man's actions. I ain't known that was going to happen, and I was mad when it happened. I tried to stop it, as you could see in the video. Yeah, we could see that. And if somebody's got the longer video, you can see how mad I was. I love and appreciate all my fans and don't condone it what happened at all. That shit ain't gangster or cool in no type of way. Well, you hang around some bitch ass friends. It ain't gangster. Because a real gangster ain't gonna knock you out from behind. Your friends are little bitches. And for that man, he was already dazed or stunned. And for the little boy, the midget, to come in and get his 3-piece combo in after the guy is already stunned. You can't be more bitchy than that. You can't be more than a bitch than that. So George is the daddy. He added to his story. Or no, George is the son. George is the boy that got knocked out. He added this to his story because he was so excited. He sent George a text. I hope you get well, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't condone all that. It didn't know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we already read that. Michelle is the mom. Michelle said, sending your fans to the hospital, is that how you appreciate them? Going to your concerts. They are eager to see you, their favorite artist, and then they get fucked up by your goons for fucking a picture. For a fucking picture. I agree with everything Michelle says. Michelle, you need a lawyer. I'm sorry. This would be an expensive ass mistake, and it would teach Nardo Wick responsibility. When you have a team, it doesn't matter if your team are grown. You're a business. Literally, Nardo Wick is a business. If you have a team of people and you're failing in somehow, and your team is making mistakes, who do they look at? They don't look at the individual team. They look at the head of the team. That's in basketball, football. That's it in business. They literally look at the head of the team, and you're the head. I was just about to make a post and ask whoever that was to contact me. What's your or his number? I'm missing. And she put, I just called you. We obtained some Instagram messages from Nardo Wick to George's mom, as well as directly to George following the attack. You can see the rappers upset over what. It doesn't matter if you're upset. It happened. Oh, I'm so sorry, but it happened. That's like when you drinking and driving and you finally come to realize that you killed someone or injured someone. Yeah, you're really distraught, but it doesn't take away that it happened. So now you have to pay the consequences of what happened. Let me get to some of your comments. Let's face it. If it was reversed and the guy being punched was black, we'll be hearing it all over the news. It's not a hate crime, Antonio. You digging up the wrong. It's not a hate crime. These are just teenagers or angry people that's just trying to flex. They probably would have did the same to a black person. It doesn't matter. If it was a fan, they probably would have did the same damn thing. And let me retract that. The same thing to a person that looked weak, defenseless person, because we're talking about weak men. You see what happened. The guy walked across, got in front of the first guy that punched him. He punched him from behind. You got to be a weak ass person to try to attack somebody from behind. You know, the guy that attacked that person behind probably was raised by a weak ass daddy or don't have a daddy at all. Because men don't act in that manner. They don't act like that. These boys are usually straight off the street and from traumatic backgrounds. Yes, you're right. What is more sad is that a lot of the parents are okay with it or violent themselves. Yeah, because they grew up in a violent home or they're used to fighting. They're not used to expressing themselves in any type of other way. So they use violence of a means of expression. One of Nardo Wick song is talking about pulling one of his more popular songs is talking about getting somebody pulling a cat back or whatever he's talking about. I can't think of the lyrics right now, but it's a very violent song. So, and like you said, the music, they came from violent homes. That's why they're violent themselves. That's why I don't know. And maybe he doesn't have the team that is really looking out for him. This is, the type of gangster rap type of music. But whoever signed him, you think they will be like, okay, I know you want to go out with your friends and your entourage, but there's going to be a point of time that you're going to face some type of conflict. You want your team there to be with that conflict, but you might want to get a bodyguard. You might want to evaluate the members of your entourage, who's pulling you back, who's causing the most problems. Maybe you don't want to have them with you. And that's, like I said, that's my own personal opinion. So, and this is the boy. Nardo's mom, who also worked as his manager, was also in touch with George's mom, getting updates on his medical condition. As a spokesperson from the Tampa Police Department tells us, they're asking for help identifying the men who punched George. Nardo knows. Nardo needs to turn them in. And no, I will be suing Nardo Wick. Why we need to know? Get a warrant, a arrest warrant. You said that was your entourage. You already know who that is. So it's your fault. It says in his social media, Nardo Wick does not mention the men by name nor clarify if he's speaking with the police to identify the men to help bring to justice of his fan who only wanted a photo. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is... This is TMZ. I guess they probably interviewing the mom.
He's in stable conditions. So still being monitored. Still trying to see what will be the damages after everything is said and done.
So Connor, you were there that night, Sunday night after the show.
VIP. We both had VIP tickets to go into the show. And if you look at the beginning of the video, that's me with the V shirt on right there.
Okay.
And I was just a few feet behind him when this happened, and it was just, I was stunned when everything went down. They were exiting the club, and we were walking. You could see I was walking towards Nardo too. We weren't. It's not like we were running or anything. George was just walking towards Nardo with his phone up, and then the guys that were around him, they didn't hit him at first. They just kind of looked at him, and he was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And then out of nowhere, the guy hit him from the side, and just knocked him out. And then the other guy continuously hit him while he was knocked out. It's completely ridiculous because even if you don't want someone coming up taking a picture of your artist or your friend or whatever's going on, to hit him and stun him is out of the question. But to continuously hit him after he's on the wall leaning, like not even responsive, it's just gonna never happen.
Have you been able to talk to George? Has he been alert? Have you been able to talk to him about what happened?
You know, we've been asking him questions about what happened, things like that. Not to go too much in detail. Doesn't remember a lot. So, you know, just I have no words. I have no words to say about that video when I finally received it. All I know is I don't want this to happen again.
Okay.
I want to make sure my son is safe, my son is healthy. I want to make sure parents out there don't get that call at 1:47 a.m. like I did, that your son is in the hospital and we need you to get here as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with her. You know, you don't want to get the call saying, "Oh, your son is in the hospital," after he went to a concert, because he literally got knocked out by the person he is crushing over. Like, the artist that he paid to go to see, he was violently attacked by his people. Like, that's so ridiculous to me. And hopefully she and George gets the justice that is needed, because to me it's disgusting. It's disgusting how kids, well, and they not kids, they're grown people, act in such a way that and then they act like, oh, you know, they claim no responsibility, a lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. That's basically what it is. Now, we're talking about lack of accountability. This another story that I found on X. I'm going to share it with you. It says 14-year-old student kills teen with a knife at North Carolina high school after getting jumped. So this teen was mindful to carry a weapon to school because he knew he probably would get attacked at school. This is not out of the norm. I don't know if you guys heard Lil Wayne. His mom told him to drop out of school. This is right when he was getting a little bit famous. His mom said, no, don't go to school, because his mom found out he had to carry a gun to school. She was like, well, you don't need to go to school. This is sad because of lack of parenting. You have to carry a gun just to defend yourself, because you're afraid that some other crazy kid is going to attack you. Now, I'm not defending the kid that had pulled the knife, but it's crazy. Colin Ruggs says there's a parenting pandemic in this country. No, it's not a pandemic. It's an epidemic. The stabbing happened in a gym in Southeast Raleigh High School after a brawl broke out. The student in gray with the hoodie can be seen getting knocked to the ground by a mob of teens. He pulls out the knife and starts stabbing multiple students. One student was injured and the other was killed. The mother of the knife-wielding student says Her son was defending himself and was fighting for his life. Well, yeah, if he got jumped, what is he supposed to do? End up like that other kid? They jumped him and he ended up dying. I'm like I said, I'm not defending what he did because he had a knife, but like literally, you have to go to school with a knife just to survive. The whole situation is terrible, and I feel bad for the other family. But in return, I feel bad for the son. He was fighting for his life. It wasn't a fair fight. It wasn't. You are getting beat up by multiple boys, and they stomping him. Look at him. They stomping him. So he had to pull out his knife and he started stabbing people. Um, and it wasn't a fair fight. Okay, this is just terrible. And the parents, all the parents, should be charged. They were in the commission of a crime, and you subsequently end up losing your life in the commission of the crime. Usually, when that happens with adults, this little boy ends up getting off because they see. And who's filming this? Who films this kind of stuff? This is why we have some warped brains. We're raising kids with warped brains. This is disgusting. I'm going to try to find kid in North Carolina, Raleigh. It says one student killed, one hospitalized, and stabbing at North Carolina high school gym. My heart broke. My heart broke. A stabbing at North Carolina high school on Monday left one student dead and another hospitalized. The stabbing happened during a morning fight in a gym in Southeast Raleigh High School. In an incident that was caught on video. A 14-year-old suspect was in custody, but it wasn't clear if the youth attended the school, Raleigh Police Chief Estella Patterson said. Now, if he didn't attend the school, why the hell are you there? So yeah, he should go to jail too. Officials haven't released the name of the 15-year-old who died. Another student, 16, remained in hospital with injuries and weren't life-threatening. Schools should be a safe haven for students and staff. Wake County Superintendent Robert Taylor said at an afternoon news conference with Patterson. In the aftermath of today's tragedies, we will review all our safety processes and protocols. I hope he was supposed to be there because, you got like shootings that happens in high schools and stuff like that. And you just letting people just wander into school. So like superintendent, what the hell are you doing? In the aftermath, blah, blah, blah. 11th grader Ayana Bellamy told WNCN when she got out of school that she was still shaken up about what happened. My heart broke. It was very devastating to hear because hearing that happened in school of all places where children are supposed to be safe. That was just not. I don't know where these kids get their English from. It was just very devastating, she said. Class was canceled on Tuesday, but Bellamy told the station she's concerned about the days to follow. I don't really feel safe. If that could happen to anybody, it could happen to them. That could happen to anybody, she said. Raleigh police said officers and detectives are still working with Wake County public school officials to investigate the stabbing. And they're sending their prayers. They went on a lockdown. Like I said, lack of parenting. I would be remiss to see if the boy that did the stabbing, was he supposed to be there? I would like to know that. But in his defense, what do you do when you're being attacked by multiple kids? Well, what do you do? Like I said, he probably knew these kids always mess with me or whatever. And it's like you can't even go to school and get a good education because you got to worry about some crazy people jumping you. This is the news report.
A deadly stabbing. A 14-year-old student is facing charges in the case. Our Elena Athens is live at the school. She has the latest details. Good morning, Elena.
Good morning to you, John. Yes, students are getting time and space to cope with what happened. And then later on today, the Wake County Board of Education is going to be addressing such a situation in a closed-door session, and they'll be discussing ways to potentially divert future violence on school campuses throughout Wake County. So yesterday, a 15-year-old student was killed and another student injured. That individual was sent to the hospital. Police say a 14-year-old is facing a murder charge for allegedly stabbing them both during a fight that escalated. The incident happened in the school gym as students were all around. Mental health experts are making a plea to parents to make sure that their kids are okay.
Just being in the building, the fear of the unknown creates paranoia. Thoughts of this could happen to me, this could happen again.
And in fact, some students, eyewitnesses to this, say the incident was in fact traumatic for them. So it's important to have those conversations. Meanwhile, the family of the victim, the 15-year-old, tell ABC 11 that they're still coping and processing with what happened, but are planning to do a balloon release later on this week to honor their son. We're live in Raleigh. Elena Athens, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Helena. Well, Eyewitness News is searching for answers and searching for solutions on how we can make our schools safer. We'll be diving deeper into the issue in the coming days. You'll be able to find all of our Safer Schools reporting.
You're going to do a balloon release because your son, I mean, okay, he's a kid, but like literally, he attacked the boy. There were several of his friends attacking one boy. And y'all doing a balloon release like he's a pillar of the community. Or he would have been grown up as a pillar of I don't know. He was young, so maybe he could have changed his life around. But it looked like we saw the video. It looked like this boy was
inflation and the economy are
going
part
down
of
the
the
wrong
reason charitable
road.
giving is.
He was going down the wrong road. And we want to release balloons for him because of what? It might sound harsh, but come on now. You releasing balloons and your son actually caused the incident on himself. Why are we releasing balloons? And all the kids saying, oh, this was a traumatic event, but you had your phones filming everything. Instead of anybody saying, oh my God, let's call 911. Let's get the principal. But you stood there and watched. All the kids needs to be charged. Everybody that was in that fight, it doesn't matter if they're injured or not, they need to be charged. Parents need to be charged. Your kid was involved in this gang fight, because that's basically what it was. Need to be charged. So you guys put in a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Dwayne Manziel, the rap and hip hop culture glorified this behavior. They do. They glorify it. Like I said, Nardo Wick, that song. Let me just pull up that song, Nardo Wick. Who Won't Smoke With Me? That's the one song that was really got him popular. And let me just share this tab. Who Won't Smoke With Me? They be like, Nardo, put them damn guns up. Big brother, bring them guns out. When it's smoke, we get to spinning while the sun out. Ain't never lacking. I pump gas out with my gun out. Scream out what's happening. Then get it to bussin' till it run out. All these N words hiding, like I'm like, where they at? It ain't no fun now. 7.62, they big as hell, knocking N word lungs out. So he talking about the caliber of the gun, apparently, or the gun type of gun he had. Then he talking about kick your door, get on the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't make no noise. I'll eat your face. I ain't gonna say that number. We don't F with Jakes. I'ma kill 14 ends if 13 bitch ends play. So very, very violent, very violent. But this is what the kids like it. The kids like this type of music. It had a catchy, tune to it. So, and they liked it. I'm pretty sure 21 Savage, G Herbo, and Lil Durk was on this. Oh no, that's just on his album. This was all him, I think. I think they didn't feature anybody. But anyway, violent music. And that's what the kids like. The parents really are violent. They probably came from violent homes. They don't go to church. They don't got no daddies. If they do have daddies, their daddies is probably like this. Let me show you what their daddies look like. Really not daddies, but let me just show you what the daddies look like, which is really sad. Really, really sad. This is what their daddies look like, you guys. Right here. That's if they have any daddies. And you got, let me just turn this down because I think they got a copyright thing on there. You got money. Oh yeah. These boys can't even read. Can't even read. And they got a gun. You know, you got it up to your face because look at his stupid ass daddy. His daddy probably can't read. Talk about, oh yeah, man, look at my kid. He about it. And they just mimicking their dumb daddies. And look at this kid, like, he was like, this kid, probably the only kid that got sense. He's like, I don't feel right doing it. Like, why are we doing this? Where the toys at? Can we play with Xbox, some type of video games? Why are we doing this? And this is what the men that these kids have, not leaders in their community. We said, oh, we don't want no absentee father. They come around to ruin them and show them all the degenerate things that they do to their mothers. And they bring them up to be degenerates. I agree. Rap is one of the worst things to happen to the United States. It's promoting culture of violence. Antonio, he about to be Nardo Wick. Yeah, I think she should sue the pants off of him. She should sue him. Dwayne Manziel, disparity in numbers is an excellent self-defense case. Oh yeah. Yeah, the disparity in numbers. He was getting attacked. The little boy was getting attacked by 4 or 5 different boys in the gym. It started outside. He ran inside, and they kept on. He didn't have, but it looked, to tell you the truth, it looked like he pulled out his weapon before anything went down. The old boy approached him. I don't know what he said, but he advanced at him, and the old boy started stabbing him. That's what it looked like. But still, he still got jumped. He knew what was going down. That's probably why he had a knife at the school. Somebody told him, you better bring a knife to school. Or he probably thought to himself, well, I know if I get beat down, I could at least take somebody down with me. That's probably what his thinking was. Anyway, this last story I want to share with you is based in Michigan. It was a body that was found. This is so disgusting to me too. A body, I guess it was, this kid was missing. He wasn't a kid. It was an adult, was missing. And they end up finding him in the community college of the ventilation system. Macomb Community College. They found him in the ventilation system. It says missing Michigan man's body in the community college building vents.
Macomb County College.
Let me start it over.
Late today, authorities in Macomb County putting a name with this tragedy and horrific discovery. The person found dead within a vent inside Macomb County College's Performing Arts Center is a 36-year-old man, a Clinton Township resident named Jason Anthony Thompson. He was originally reported missing to the Sterling Heights Police Department November 1st. He was last seen by family on October 25th. But Sunday, it was a foul odor coming from the Performing Arts Center that brought campus police to the building. Officers checking every corner of that building, including the vents to the heating and air system. And that's when they discovered the body of Jason Thomas. How and why he got into the heating and air vent remains unclear.
Sometimes the news make me mad. How and why he got into the vent of the school remains unclear. Well, you know what? Let me retract that, because now that I'm thinking about it, he could have been tweaked out and maybe he was cold and crawled up into the vent. That's one scenario. But the other scenario, somebody put him there. Like, come on now. Anyway, somebody put him there. Jason Thompson, he was missing. They reported him missing. And this is what the guy looked out like. Now, in Clinton Township and around Macomb, just Macomb, it's a pandemic, maybe epidemic, but they like meth heads. It's a lot of meth heads that's out here. Even with the younger people, like you got some kids in high school that's using meth, out in that area. But it says, according to Macomb Police Department, the body was found Sunday night in the vents after reports of a foul odor at the Macomb Center of Performing Arts. The building is now closed. To students, Anna Vinhusen says her class in the building has been canceled until next week. She frequently visits the Macomb Center for Performing Arts for Schools and says she never suspected anything. I could have walked right by where it was for the past few weeks. I don't know, how long does it take for a body to smell? I think it's less than a week, right? I'm not for sure. Van Heusen, I could have walked right by the dead body in the building and have never known it. It's going to be really weird going back. They said he hasn't been seen by his family since October the 25th. The Macomb police are continuing to investigate how the body ended up in the vent and awaiting cause of death from the Macomb County Medical Examiner. Although Macomb County Police Department Chief William Levin says he does not suspect foul play. Like I said, fentanyl and meth, there's a lot of meth heads and fentanyl that's been mixed into the meth. A lot of people are overdosing in that area in particular. They have even though it's supposed to be a nice, quote unquote, area, there's a lot of young adults that's meth out, and they get a hold of bad drugs and they end up, overdosing. One case in particular, my assistant, she's not my assistant no more. But before she ended up not working for me, her brother went missing. And they tracked back, they backtrack where he was last seen and where he said he was going to be. And he had a meth problem. I don't know if he was on meth, but I think that was one of the drugs, a choice that he used. And coming to find out, he overdosed in his car. He crawled in the back of his car after he took his drug and fell asleep, and he overdosed. He died of an overdose. And it was the same about this time. And I could remember she was just so heartbroken because they knew he had a problem. They had to use Narcan once or twice before on him. And he was clean for maybe a month or two. He seemed like he was doing pretty good, having his job. But going to work. And one day he said he was going to the grocery store and I don't even know if I think he said he was going to work and he never came back home from work. But they said that morning he was supposed to go to work. He ended up pulling up in the parking lot of the grocery store and he parked in the back, where nobody normally parks at. And that's where he used his drug and crawled it back in his car and died. And he was there for about 3 or 4 days before somebody found him. And it was so crazy. The police actually looked in that parking lot. and they didn't see his car when he was reported missing. It took them about 3 or 4 days. And you know what? I think he was missing for longer than that. It was probably like 5 or 6 days before they found him. It's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. And I could suspect maybe this is probably that something that happened to this guy. Sterling Heights detective exhausted every resource and leads in attempts to locate Mr. Thompson. Public information officer Lieutenant Mario Bastianini said, "We received information from our law enforcement partners at Macomb Community College of the unfortunate discovery of Mr. Thompson. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family." So, like I said, this is him, you know, and it's so sad. It's sad. Like I said, we have an epidemic. You guys, I know he probably died of an overdose. We have an epidemic here. We have a lack of parenting and a lack of drugs, or too much drugs. People are taking drugs at an enormous rate, and that's the greatest threat to our democracy. Joe Biden wants you to think the greatest threat to our democracy is white supremacy. No, white supremacy doesn't really care about you. The biggest threat to our democracy is like lack of parenting, drugs, the fentanyl, China fentanyl epidemic, open border policy. Okay. You guys let me know what you think. Put it in the chat. I've been online for an hour. So it's time for me to head off. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys, it looks like we're gonna hit 30,000 subscribers. It looks like we're gonna hit 30,000 subscribers. We got 29.8. It's a little bit over 29.8. It's like 0.85. So I got 100 and something odd more subscribers to go. You guys share, like, comment on this video. This is going to help me with YouTube algorithm. Let's hit that 30K. Whoop, whoop. 30K in the building. 30K. Let me put my drums on. Or cheer. 30K. This came with the subscription that I have with my streaming service. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I know it's about Christmas time, so I'm still gonna try to go online every single day. This week we're gonna talk. I found some more information about Joe Biden and his agenda for mass immigration. I found some documents for that. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. We also have some more information about our super mayor, the mayor that she feels like she can't be touched, Tiffany Henyard. We're going to talk about her either Friday or Saturday. Just got to gather up some more information just to have the show running, getting its wheels turning. Also, by the end of this week, some of you guys that frequent me and visit, or tune in to the channel, you'll have a special note. I'm going to make some of you moderators, and these are ones that come into the stream or visit the stream frequently. So, like I said, I appreciate every one of you guys. I do. I really do. So I am sending all my good to you. I'm heading off. I will talk to you tomorrow and enjoy your evening.